So you're building a business. It's probably the thrill of a lifetime, right? But let's be real, managing the money side of things can feel like pure chaos. Today, we're going to cut right through all that. We're not looking at financial planning as some boring chore. No, we're treating it as the actual blueprint for building a company that's meant to last. Here's the plan for today. First, we'll dig into the unique money problems that only entrepreneurs face. Then, we'll build a solid firewall between your personal and business finances. After that, we'll get the engine running by mastering cash flow, figure out how to tame the tax beast, start investing in your own future, and finally, design your ultimate endgame. Let's jump in. All right, first up, the entrepreneur's dilemma. Let's talk about why, when you run your own business, your financial life is just, well, it's a whole different ballgame compared to pretty much everyone else you know. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the employee's world. It's a nice, straight road. You get a predictable paycheck, taxes are just handled for you, retirement's kind of built in. But on the right, that's our world. It's a winding path, income is all over the place. And suddenly you're not just the CEO, you're also the tax collector, the bookkeeper, and your own retirement planner. That's the trade-off, isn't it? You get this incredible freedom, but it comes with a ton of responsibility. And all that responsibility, it can absolutely feel like this. Like you're out there in the middle of a storm with no idea which way is north. If that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. Because today, we are going to build that compass piece by piece. So, where do we start building? We start right here with Section 2, the Great Separation. This is all about creating a super important firewall between you and the business. This is non-negotiable. And it really comes down to 4 simple steps. First, you've got to form a legal entity, like an LLC. This is what protects your personal stuff, your house, your car, if things go wrong. Next, open a separate bank account and get a credit card just for the business. Seriously, no more buying business software on the same card you used for coffee this morning. And finally, set up a real payroll system, even if you're the only one on it. It feels official because it is, and it builds amazing financial discipline right from the start. Okay, our firewall is up. Now it's time to fuel the engine. Section 3 is all about getting a handle on cash flow, which is truly the lifeblood of your entire business. So what are we even talking about with cash flow? It's just the money moving in and out of your business. But here's the thing you have to remember. Cash flow is not the same as profit. You can have a business that looks super profitable on paper, but still go bankrupt because you ran out of actual cash. It happens all the time. That's why understanding this flow is everything. Want to make it better, like right now? Here are 3 things you can do. The second you finish a job, send that invoice and have a system for following up so you get paid on time. 2, be absolutely ruthless about your expenses. Go through your bank statements. That subscription you signed up for 6 months ago and forgot about? Yeah, cut it. And third, get a business line of credit before you actually need it. Think of it as your business's emergency fund. Okay, let's talk about the one word every entrepreneur dreads: taxes. In Section 4, we're not just talking about paying them. We're talking about taming that tax beast. The whole goal is to stop reacting in fear every April and start thinking with a proactive strategy all year long. A huge piece of your tax strategy comes down to how your business is structured. If you're a sole proprietorship, it's simple, but your personal assets are totally exposed. An LLC or an S-Corp, on the other hand, gives you that protective layer. The really big difference, though, is in the taxes. An S-Corp can sometimes offer huge tax savings because you can pay yourself a reasonable salary and then take the rest of the profit as a distribution, which is taxed at a much lower rate. This choice alone could literally save you thousands of dollars every single year. The business is starting to get on solid ground, which is great. But now, let's shift the focus to you. Section 5 is all about investing in your future. It's about changing your mindset from just surviving month to month to actually building long-term personal wealth. Get ready for this number, only 28%. Just over a quarter of small business owners actually have a formal retirement plan. Just let that sink in for a second. We put everything into our businesses, and that's amazing, but your business cannot be your only plan for retirement. So, what are the options? Well, there are tools designed just for people like us. Things like a SEP IRA or a solo 401k. They let you contribute way more than a traditional IRA. The solo 401k is usually the best bet if it's just you, while a SEP IRA can be a bit simpler if you've got a couple of employees. And of course, putting profits back into your own business can be a fantastic investment too. The point is to make these decisions on purpose, not by accident. And that brings us to our final and maybe the most important section of all, planning your endgame. This is all about doing what Stephen Covey said, beginning with the end in mind. An exit strategy. It's not about quitting or failing. It's a plan to finally cash in on all the value, all the blood, sweat, and tears you have poured into this thing. When you start thinking about this now, it completely changes the decisions you make today. Are you building a business that you want to sell one day, or one to pass on to your kids, or maybe one that just provides you a great income for life? And there are so many different ways it can play out. You might sell to a bigger company, you could pass it down to family, or maybe even let your key employees buy you out over time. And yeah, for a tiny few, there's the IPO dream. But here's the real point. Just knowing what your desired exit is forces you to build a better, more valuable, more organized business from day one. A business that can run without you at the center of everything. So we've walked through this whole blueprint, from separating bank accounts all the way to planning your grand exit. The real question isn't, what do I do with all this information? No, the question is, what is my first step? Is it finally setting up that LLC? Is it sitting down for an hour and looking into a STEP IRA? Or is it just grabbing a notebook and sketching out what you even want your endgame to look like? Just pick one thing. Because building real financial control doesn't happen overnight. It's built one smart decision at a time.